Good afternoon. Welcome. Please stand if you are able to do so for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. My name is Denise Cobb, and I'm the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, and I'm delighted to celebrate this spring 2021 commencement with you. This afternoon, we will confer degrees on candidates from the Graduate School and the School of Business. This year, we are so pleased to be able to offer both virtual and in-person commencements. We recognize how important it is to celebrate and commemorate the outstanding accomplishments of our students, and we are delighted to be able to come together safely to do so. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank the interpreters from Paraquad Deafway Interpreting Services for making the commencement program available for those who are deaf or hearing impaired. I'm pleased to acknowledge the platform party. These individuals are with us today to extend their congratulations to our graduates. Would all platform party members please stand to be recognized? I also wish to recognize our outstanding faculty and staff. It's through their dedicated work in designing and executing the curricula of the university, as well as providing critical student support services, that our students have been able to achieve their educational goals, culminating in this graduation ceremony today. Would you please join me in showing our faculty and staff your appreciation? It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Daniel Mahoney, the 10th president of the Southern Illinois University System. Dr. Mahoney was named president in March 2020, bringing his student-focused, transparent, and data-driven style to the SIU campuses. Dr. Mahoney began his tenure by signing the CEO Action for Diversity and Inclusion pledge, signaling his commitment to equity and fostering an even greater sense of openness and respect for others as president of the multi-campus university system. Dr. Mahoney takes a strategic approach to strengthening the system, capitalizing on collaborations, and creating efficiencies to provide more educational opportunities for students and to better impact the communities our campuses serve. President Mahoney has worked in higher education administration for more than 25 years at University of Louisville, Kent State University, Winthrop University in South Carolina, and now SIU. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mahoney.
Thank you, Provost Cobb, and good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the SIU system, it is my privilege to congratulate SIUE's School of Business 2021 graduates. Over the last 150 years, over 453,000 people have graduated from one of the institutions in our system. Our graduates have gone on to have a significant impact on the Southern Illinois region, the state of Illinois, the nation, and the world. And today you become part of that long tradition of producing outstanding graduates. Now, graduating from university is a big deal. It's a really big deal because of the impact it has on your lives going forward, and also because everyone who earns a degree faces challenges along the way. But few groups of college students have faced greater challenges than you have over the last year and a half. You should be particularly proud that you persevered through this challenging period and got to this point. And I'm so pleased to be here with you today at this moment to participate in the celebration that you all so clearly earned. Now, as we look to the future, both at SIU and for each of you, we are excited about what will come next. We wish you the best of luck in the next chapter of your journey and hope you continue to accomplish the great things that you have here. And we hope you continue to stay connected to SIUE and the SIU system. So again, congratulations, the best of luck in the future, and go Cougars.
Thank you, President Mahoney. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Randy Pembroke, the 9th Chancellor in SIUE's history. Dr. Pembroke has been a local for much of his life. Having grown up on a farm in Greenfield, Illinois, in Greene County, he is a 3-time SIUE alumnus with degrees in music, including music education. Dr. Pembroke has worked in higher education administration for nearly 30 years at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, Baker University, Washburn University, and since 2016 at SIUE. He exemplifies our mission of shaping a changing world and demonstrates our core values, including excellence and inclusion. The Chancellor and his wife, Mary Jo, believe strongly in the institution's past, present, and future based on our size, our locations, our people, and our commitments. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Randy Pembroke.
Thank you, Provost Cobb. I think the key today is to hold on to your mortarboard. Welcome, graduates and guests. We are very proud to have such a high-quality group of graduates entering a new phase as SIUE alumni. We congratulate you all on the hard work, persistence, and focus that have brought you to this point. When challenged by the needed changes in the last year, you didn't quit. You kept working towards your goal of graduation, and I commend you. I'd like to take a moment to thank the SIUE leadership team, including Chancellor's Council, Extended Chancellor's Council, and our deans. You have all provided outstanding leadership at SIUE. I would also like to acknowledge our faculty and staff. When faced with necessary changes due to the pandemic, they were able to shift gears and continue classes online and provide the best service to our students. I sincerely appreciate that. Graduates, were you able to locate your family on the way in today? You now have a chance to stand and applaud those who helped you make it to your graduation day and today's celebration. So at this time, stand, wave, and give them a virtual high five. You may be seated. I'm guessing there are many more watching from home and cheering for you as we celebrate. We congratulate them on the important roles they have played in your life as you work to achieve this recognition. Graduates, you represent a wide array of backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, and you've made SIUE a stronger institution. Thank you for making SIUE a better learning environment based on your ideas and your research and your efforts. By the end of today's ceremony, you'll have a common bond. You'll share alumni status with more than 115,000 of your fellow Cougars. SIUE's future reputation is largely dependent on the preparedness of our graduates. Many of you have worked in the community as part of your studies, but now as you move from being students to alumni, you also become official ambassadors for SIUE, our representatives. Because of your excellent preparation, we are confident that you will make an incredible difference and inspire those you meet. Through you, we achieve our mission to shape a changing world. You've adapted to a new way of learning. You continued your work, your research, and your volunteerism, and managed new ways to stay connected. You participated in competitions, including the Other 40 competition, the 3-day startup entrepreneurship program, and sales pitch competitions. You completed a market research project for the City of Edwardsville for new initiatives and developments. You completed internships and worked on class consulting projects for businesses and not-for-profit organizations. You learned best practices for networking, whether in person or virtually. And some of you are continuing your education, and some have found employment in your chosen career path. My fellow SIUE leaders and our faculty and staff are proud of your accomplishments, and we wish you all the best. As you continue changing the world, I hope you will stay in touch through the Alumni Association. Come back to campus for arts and issues lectures, for concerts, for athletic competitions, for homecoming, and many other special events. Come back to mentor and instruct. As Cougar alumni, you will have our continuing support through SIUE's Career Development Center and Alumni Association. Also, graduate and continuing education courses are available to you. I also hope you will consider giving back or paying it forward to benefit those who will follow in your footsteps. The giving cord, which I'm wearing today, is $20.21 in honor of your graduation year and is a great start. Let me conclude by saying life is about change and adjustments, as we have undoubtedly experienced these last 15 months. It's also about shaping a changing world through your actions. Desmond Tutu said, "Do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world." We'll be excited to learn of your successes in the coming years as you do your bits of good. Again, congratulations to all of you, and go Cougars. Along with honoring our graduates, we are also pleased to recognize the 2020 honorary degree recipient, Lawrence Heights. Larry is unable to join us in person today, but we were able to honor him at a ceremony held on April 1st. Please direct your attention to the screens for the recording of his introduction, hooding, and commencement address. The university confers this day a Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, upon SIUE's first MBA graduate, Larry Heights. The honorary Doctor of Humane Letters is bestowed upon individuals who have made a profound impact on SIUE in line with its mission, vision, and values. Mr. Heights was SIUE's first student to graduate with a Master's in Business Administration from the School of Business in 1969. Since then, he has served in leadership roles across many companies and not-for-profit organizations while remaining involved with the university community after moving to Phoenix, Arizona. An engaged alumnus, Larry annually visits with faculty, mentors students, and serves as a guest lecturer. He has served as executive in residence at SIUE for more than 10 years and is currently serving on the SIUE Foundation Campaign Planning Committee. To give back to his alma mater, Mr. Heights established an annual MBA scholarship in 2010 and endowed the Heights Faculty Research Award in 2017. He was inducted into the SIUE Alumni Association Hall of Fame in 2011. Larry Heights has held influential positions throughout his career, including serving as an engineer at Owens, Illinois, and program manager with Emerson Electric Aerospace. After starting as a product manager in 1970 at Tubular Steel, Inc., he rose through the ranks during his 18-year tenure to become President and Chief Executive Officer. In 1988, Larry began a mergers and acquisitions business, Triac Partners, and later Riverside Partners. He acquired more than 10 businesses in the medical and high-tech manufacturing areas and started companies in 5 different countries to expand existing companies. Larry has served on the boards of several companies and not-for-profit organizations such as York Industries, Research Biochemicals, Intracare Medical Devices, Life 365 Medical Software, Tumbleweed Center for Youth Development, and others. In addition to providing support to the university, Mr. Heights has led numerous humanitarian and community efforts. He has worked with homeless youth in St. Louis and Arizona to create scholarships and housing opportunities, as well as directed programs designed to help clients find housing, earn an education, and gain employment. In 2016, he established the Lawrence Institute with the goal of helping individuals permanently improve their lives. The Institute works primarily with not-for-profit organizations to provide programs offering life skills education, healthcare, and job skill development. By focusing on building a leadership team, the Institute assists organizations in developing effective strategic plans and creating systems that focus on growth and sustainable results. Larry and his wife Sharon have provided resources and developed programs for children and adolescents living with AIDS who are being cared for at Phoenix Children's Hospital. The program helps patients learn how to socialize, normalize living with AIDS in today's society by providing a dedicated psychologist and therapist for the patients and their families. At this time, I would like to invite Larry, Provost Cobb, and Dean Schenecker to the front. SIUE is proud to honor Dr. Heights for his impact on the university and continued commitment to providing help to those in need. And now, Dr. Heights, I am honored to present you with the honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, Chancellor Pembroke. I appreciate that. I truly value and honor this honorary degree. And thank you, President Mahoney, Provost Cobb, and Dean Schenecker for being here, and some of my faculty friends, Clay and Ari and Joe, longtime business person who I'm not going to say from the business school yet, and Mary Sumner. So it's great to be here among so many friends, and I'm very pleased that you would all be here. SIUE really helped me jumpstart my career and has been an important part in my personal life from then. And speaking of life, here I am in 1944 when my mom took a picture of me. I don't know why I had that little thing, but it does look like a business briefcase, doesn't it? And here I was in 1969, graduating as the first student from the MBA program. And here's one of my better jobs for the last many years, getting to pass toys out to kids at our neighborhood Christmas with Santa activity. And that also helps us think we don't need to take ourselves too seriously all the time. So all of us have had life experiences and different abilities and qualities that have helped us throughout our life. And I wanted to share with you 4 things that have helped me throughout my life. These may not be the same things that help everybody, and everybody may not value them the same way I did, and I wouldn't expect that. But I did want to share things that have helped me, and maybe they'll help you, or maybe they won't. And those 4 things are opportunities, find them and pursue them, perseverance, see things through the end, and sometimes they may be tough. Continual learning, this can be an exciting and lifelong journey. And finally, giving back. Sharing what we have is also good for us. So the first opportunity that I really had was when I was in 8th grade. I'd been mowing lawns for $1 an hour, and I talked to our paper boy, and he told me he was going to get $700 in the mid-50s now on Christmas tips. And I thought, wow, that looks pretty good. And so but he was going to give up his route. And so I tried to figure out with him, how could I acquire that route? And I did. And in the end, I earned about $1,500 that year in 1955 and 56. And that was the start of my college fund. So that was the first really big opportunity I had. The second one, which was even more important, was getting my MBA at SIUE, because when I was an engineer at Owens and Emerson Electric in the aerospace business, I noticed that the people that had MBAs got better jobs. And I thought, well, I'd like to get a better job. So I looked around and found this was a campus and a program that I could do while I was working. So I did that, got an MBA, found a job that I wanted to find with a small company in the steel business, and was able to work through for 18 years and eventually run that business and learn a lot about business along the way. Then started working in the merger and acquisition business. One of the board members from the steel company, another opportunity, introduced me to a colleague who had worked with Michael Porter in his Monitor Consulting Company, which was the premier strategy consulting company at the time, with his famous 5 forces. And they were starting a M&A fund. And so I worked with the M&A fund for a number of years, Riverside Partners. And we diligently studied the 5 forces and learned how to apply those to business opportunities that we looked at. However, I learned along the way that meeting investment bankers, putting together executive teams, but not being able to really have a day-to-day influence wasn't as gratifying to me as having my hands on. So in 1996, we bought a tooling business in Colorado Springs, and I talked to my friends at Riverside, and I was able to be part of that. And then eventually in 2003, own all of it, which again was an opportunity that came about in a very strange way, but it came about, and I was there to take advantage of it. And so since that time, I focused on niche high-tech companies that have proprietary products and have been pretty successful and pleased at that. So SIU gave me a jump start to all that, and without the MBA here, I wouldn't have done that. So here I am looking for opportunities, and they come up all the time. And sometimes you might go to a conference and hear something, and oh yeah, I'll follow up on that. But the key part of opportunities is to pursue them, to know if they're going to pay off or if they just sounded pretty good but weren't really going to pay off. So I've done a pretty decent job at looking for those opportunities over time. Perseverance. The paper route, unbeknownst to me, taught me more perseverance than I ever wanted to know about, because the paper route was 125 papers, mainly Chicago Tribune, Sun-Times, and Daily News, over about an 8.5-mile period. And I would get the papers at 5:30 every morning, fold them up about a third, run off with my little dog Jeep and deliver the papers, come back, load up again, come back, load up again, and then on Saturday, go around and collect the money, because Saturday afternoon I had to go down to the paper and pay them for all the papers they delivered to me. So if I delivered papers and didn't get paid for them, then it was out of my pocket. So I had to figure out how to make sure I either got the money or stopped giving those people papers anymore. And eventually it snowed, it rained, it was hot, and it was cold. Nobody else was ever going to deliver the papers. I couldn't be sick, I couldn't sleep in. And sure enough, I got through the year and got my $1,500, and in the end it was all worth it. But lots of times along the way, I questioned, will it really be worth it? And a little bit of the same, but not so much at the SIU MBA, because it was about 2.5 years, Tuesday, Thursday nights, drive over from St. Louis, 6 to 10, homework, work, family, kids, and work through all that process. And it did cross my mind more than once that, did I really want to finish it? But I said, no, I started it, and I am going to finish it, and luckily I did. So here I am delivering papers. and my little dog Jeep, and he ran around and would fend off the other dogs that might want to bite me, because there were dogs out all the time, and throw the paper. Some people would let me throw them. Some people wanted them in their mailbox. Some people wanted them on their porch in a particular way. So you learned a lot about what to do and how to do it all. But that was my morning for a year. It was very interesting. And here's Janis Joplin. She kind of jump-started the opportunity for me to continue learning and to do more in the giving back world. She came to Scottsdale in November of 2009 and met with a bunch of us, told us about what was going on the campus, invited me back, and sure enough, one thing led to another, and I have been coming back now for a while, 10 years, to work with students, presenting classes, and I've taught maybe 25 different subjects and maybe 50 classes: CMIS, business strategy, global manufacturing, finance, entrepreneurship, working with professors and students and making sure that I did study up on what they were studying, so it wasn't just some old person coming in and saying, well, this is the way I did it. It was actually relevant to what they were studying in the modern world. And at about the same time, I was becoming more interested in religion and had taken some CDs from the great courses about religion and was asked to teach a Bible study at our church, and along the way met a expert in New Testament, one of the allegedly 5 leading experts in the world on the New Testament, Lee McDonald, who lectures around the world, and he encouraged me to go to Fuller Theological Seminary, where I studied church history, spirituality, systematic theology, about all I wanted to learn on that topic. And then Lee took me under his wing for a couple years, and we concentrated on the Gospels. And then I decided, boy, this is all so complex, and you hear people talk about their church rules and all the things that were going on, and I said, religion isn't that complex. So I have been writing a book for about 2 years, which is now finished, and I just got back from my copy editor all the changes, and so it'll be both very humbling and going through writing the whole book again in different ways. But I do hope to have it published this year, and it's 5 principles that will help people grow their faith directly rather than making it too complicated. So I'm really looking forward to that. And here I am when I'm continually learning. I got interested in early American history, 1870 to about 1930, and read all about the presidents and Thomas Jefferson, and then that led me to Lewis and Clark and Jefferson's relationship with France and their minister Talleyrand, and kind of one thing just led to another. And so I've read, not written, maybe 50 books on early American history. And that was quite an interesting learning experience too. But you had to read a lot, and which I enjoyed doing. And finally, giving back. We talked about being at SIU here for 10 years, where I've been able to meet with a variety of faculty, students. I met with a great student only this morning from Chicago, and I think he's going to be very successful in the MBA program. And it's been an invigorating experience to come back and contribute to the school in various ways, as the Chancellor said I've done, and it is a way for me to feel good about helping the school that really gave me my jump start in a good career. So that is a nice thing as far as I'm concerned. And then one of the most important things I have been involved in is Golf for Africa, which was started by Betsy King, a Hall of Fame golfer who didn't have to do that. But she drills wells, and I've helped her expand her ability to drill wells over the years and consulted with her board. And the basic is that a village of about 200 to 300 people, the women and the children spend all day going however many miles to dirty river water, bring the water back, everybody's sick, they can't do much, and it's just a despair. When they get fresh water, and it costs about $15,000 to drill a well for a village of 200 to 300 people, and then they get training in how to maintain the well, how to keep their food off the ground, how to wash their hands, how to dig a latrine, and they can become healthy. The kids go to school, and then the men and the women can do industrial things like make bricks, grow crops, and the village, in a fairly short time, usually less than a year, becomes completely independent, and they're happy, and then they can continue to grow. So over the years I've been working with Betsy, she's provided a difference with this prosperity to about 150,000 different people, primarily in Zambia. And our part of it, my wife and I, we've drilled about 40 wells and have provided help to about 10,000 people. So that's a pretty good feeling when you've been able to make a difference. And it's just not temporary, it's a permanent difference, and they're on the way to be happy and prosperous. So those are the things that have been meaningful to me: looking for opportunities, perseverance, continued learning, and giving back. And I would like to donate these pictures to the school. Again, they're kind of whimsical, so we don't take ourselves too seriously, that depict those 4 areas: recognizing opportunities, perseverance, learning, and giving back. I greatly appreciate people being here, and certainly thank SIU for having made a substantial difference in my career and in my personal life. So thanks, everybody.
Congratulations to Dr. Heitz for his recognition. For each commencement ceremony, at least one graduate is chosen to speak on behalf of the graduating class. This semester, the School of Business has chosen 2 student speakers. To be selected for this honor, students must not only demonstrate academic success, but they must also exemplify the values of our institution. One of the graduates chosen for this ceremony is Sam Childerson, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Business, Economics, and Finance. During his time at SIUE, Sam has proudly represented his classmates as a student government senator for the School of Business. He credits this opportunity with providing him with leadership and communication skills that he intends on utilizing throughout his professional career. Through study abroad, Sam spent 6 months at the ESSCA School of Management in Shanghai, China, where he was able to hone his business skills while learning more about another culture. As an undergraduate research and creative activities assistant, he was able to apply business concepts from his courses to real-life research. Under the guidance of faculty mentor Dr. Ari Bellison, Sam researched the effects of a crisis on leadership and how the gender of those in leadership roles can influence outcomes, specifically throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Sam believes the School of Business has shaped him into the person he is today. Faculty members who watched Sam throughout his academic journey noted his positive attitude and willingness to speak up. Sam is graduating with experience in business consulting and as a legal intern. His most recent internship opportunity was with Edward Jones Investments, where he utilized his knowledge of financial and banking systems to directly aid the organization in maintaining proper regulatory procedures and supporting client satisfaction. His future aspirations include becoming a lawyer, and he has already been accepted to multiple law schools. Mr. Childerson, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the podium to address your graduating class.
Thank you for that introduction, Provost Cobb. Every time I go somewhere cool, my mom tells me to take plenty of pictures, and this is pretty cool, so if you guys don't mind real quick. And probably should mix in a selfie, I guess. All right, awesome, thanks guys. Class of 2021, almost unbelievably, we've made it to this day. Congratulations on achieving this milestone of completing your degree. Our time at SIUE seems surreal, having spent about a quarter of our college experience in the thick of a pandemic. Almost daily, we have heard how we are in unprecedented times, uncertain times. It's true. We are graduating at a unique time littered with uncertainty. We are entering a world that is being forced to change, hopefully for the better. Luckily, as college graduates, we are entering this world uniquely positioned to adapt and to create our own change. With our degrees in hand, we are now the next generation shaping this ever-changing world. As we move toward new experiences, we are in a position where taking a risk is not only a reasonable choice, it may just be the default option. While intimidating, an uncertain world is a perfect space for trailblazers to leave their mark. While looking toward the future, now is a great time to look back and realize how far we've come. As we are all preparing to graduate today, we can celebrate our college experience. As none of us makes this journey on our own, and since for some crazy reason I've been given the microphone, I'd like to take some time to personally thank those who made my journey possible. First of all, thank you to SIU President Mahoney, SIUE Chancellor Pembroke, and Provost Cobb, and the entire administration for creating an environment for growth and education. I think my mortar board's gonna fly off. It'd be a shame if it did because it ruined a perfect hair day. But after seeing firsthand how university and system-wide plans are created, I can now see how much your decisions affect the individual student, and I can appreciate the work that you do. Thank you to Dean Schoenecker and the faculty and staff of the School of Business. Looking out on all of these officially well-educated faces, I can attest we have some of the best professors and advisors in the business, no pun intended. Thank you to Dr. Eric Ruck, Ian Toberman, and the entire honors program. Through your curriculum, I began to learn for learning's sake, a lesson I will carry for the rest of my life. To anyone who I've had the privilege to be in a group project with, and I know many of you are among the graduates today, I want to say thank you. I really wouldn't be here today without you. And my biggest thanks goes to my self-proclaimed biggest fans, Roger and Sherry Chillerson. When I would say something crazy like, hey, I want to study abroad in Shanghai, China for 6 months, instead of emphasizing the fact that I knew no Mandarin or that I was just 19 years old, both of which were very true at the time, your first reactions were to help me figure out how to make it happen. Through your support, you both have shown me the meaning of love, sacrifice, and patience. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Although we all have many challenges ahead, looking back, so many people over the past 4 years have made me excited for what is next, as hard as it may be. Persevering through the uncertainty is what we have had to do, and it is what we will continue to do. Remember, our time is our most valuable commodity, so we must be aware of and intentional in what we do with it. We've got the rest of our lives ahead of us, so I urge you to go ahead and make the most of it. Fellow graduates, congratulations and best wishes for all that is to come. Go Cougars.
Thank you, Sam, for your message, and congratulations on your many achievements. The second graduate chosen for this ceremony is Ronald Agpan, who is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Ronald prides himself on being heavily involved with campus activities centered around service, and he has spent the entirety of his undergraduate career serving his peers. As a member of the student government, Ronald represented his classmates as student body vice president and as a senator at large. He spent the last year tutoring business majors in lower level courses, along with upper level accounting and finance courses. Ronald credits both opportunities with allowing him to become closer to his peers and providing him with invaluable leadership experiences. During his junior year, he also worked as a resident assistant on campus, acting as a peer mentor and mediator for those adjusting to life on campus. On top of actively pursuing leadership roles, Ronald remained involved on campus as a member of Beta Alpha Psi, the SIUE Marketing Association, and InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, where he volunteered in the St. Louis area by painting houses, renovating furniture, and doing yard work for the community. Mr. Akpan, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the podium to address your graduating class.
Good afternoon, class of 2021. Congratulations on achieving this milestone of your life. It is not something to be taken lightly. We did it. Although this ceremony is about the graduates and our accomplishments, it's obvious that we wouldn't be here without those who constantly encouraged us, given us faith, and believed in us. So at this time, I want to acknowledge some of those people. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge the SIUE School of Business faculty, the accounting faculty, for not only providing us technical skills that we will use after school, but also informing us of the effects of the technical effects that these will have in terms of real-world work experiences. I'd also like to thank my fellow classmates, those who I've been able to have in classes, whether it's accounting classes, business classes, whichever it may be. Thank you very much for just being there and throughout projects, assignments. I know there were times where it was difficult, but I'd like to take this time to thank you as well. And lastly, but definitely not least, I would like to thank my family. I'm fortunate enough to have my mom and my younger brother here for commencement. I thank you both for being here. I'd also like to thank the rest of my family, my two other siblings who are watching this virtually. Thank you very much. And just thank you for being there for me even when times when I didn't believe in myself. And for everyone else who's watching this, whether it's here or at Cordy Stadium, thank you. Of course, it is no secret that the pandemic has led to numerous adjustments to our daily lives for over the past year. It has prevented us from engaging in everyday activities that we normally would have taken for granted. While difficult, it has also been a reminder to appreciate the people, opportunities, and accomplishments in our life. The challenges related to the pandemic did not prevent us from getting here, commencement, and in person no less. We have spent the past year working through technological errors, Zoom fatigue, and an even more competitive job market than usual. That speaks volumes to not only our unique resilience, but as community contributors and future employees, it speaks volumes to our ability to adapt, ability to get creative, and our ability to serve as high-achieving, committed individuals, no matter the obstacles in front of us. We must use our strengthened and newfound abilities to make a positive mark on this world. While it is important to remember the goals that you have set for the future, I encourage you to always remember to live in the present. It is easy to get so caught up in where you want to be that you fail to acknowledge where you are right now and how far you have come to get to this point. Each milestone in life is worth acknowledging and celebrating. Each step will lead us along our chosen paths. I want to now give you a quote from acclaimed guitarist Carlos Santana. Santana said, "Most people are prisoners, thinking only about the future or living in the past. They are not in the present, and the present is where everything begins." Lastly, as you transition into the next stage of your life, I urge you to not be that prisoner. No matter what's next for you, whether it's professional school, it's travel, family, or a professional role, whatever it may be, allow yourself to be free and let your life begin. Thank you, good luck, and congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ronald, for your message and congratulations, and we very much appreciate your service to the university. Today, the university presents a posthumous degree to the family of Josh Ritter. Under different circumstances, Josh would have received his master's in business administration in this ceremony. A native of Columbia, Illinois, Josh was known for his infectious positivity and commitment to his profession. Josh previously earned his bachelor's in business administration from SIUE in December 2019. Upon graduation, he began his career as a human resources manager at Six Flags St. Louis. He was passionate about roller coaster design, and enjoyed visiting amusement parks across the country. In the classroom, Josh was hardworking, dedicated, and engaged with his professors and classmates. Carol Seeger, instructor in the Department of Computer Management and Information Systems, shared that, quote, Josh was a ray of sunshine and always had a positive outlook on everything he encountered, whether it was learning new things, spending hours to complete an assignment, or working long hours at work. Josh had a passion for learning and was truly committed to his career. It was a blessing to have him as a student, end quote. Friends and fellow students have described Josh as someone who was always willing to help others in need. Quote, despite everything he endured, Josh was always determined to finish his degrees and be able to proudly say he earned them. He is missed by all, and the world is a dimmer place without his light, love, and perseverance shining through every day, end quote. That was shared by classmate Leslie Brock. Josh will forever be remembered for his positive impact on the many students and faculty with whom he interacted throughout the School of Business. During his time at SIUE, Josh modeled his life by the SIUE values of citizenship, excellence, inclusion, integrity, and wisdom. Today, we recognize Josh Ritter with a posthumous Master's in Business Administration. To accept this degree in Josh's memory are Cheryl Chopek and John Ritter. Please join us on stage. The candidates for graduation will be presented by their deans to Chancellor Pembroke for conferral of their degrees. Those of us who have earned graduate degrees wear regalia that symbolize our academic achievements. The color of the hood is displayed in accordance to the practice of the school granting the degree. These colors are listed in your program. The robe, hood, and mortarboard, or TAM, are a sign of the hard work and dedication given to reach this point. In your program, you will see that recipients of baccalaureate degrees who are graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude are noted by 1, 2, and 3 asterisks, respectively. They are also wearing cords on their academic regalia, indicating their honors. In addition, candidates who are honor scholars are indicated in the program with a capital H. Also listed in your program are graduates who will be commissioned as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army and Air Force. During this portion of the ceremony, I ask that the audience please be respectful to all guests celebrating the occasion by remaining seated and holding your applause until all graduates have crossed the stage. Thank you. Susan Morgan, Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Studies for the Graduate School, will present candidates for the conferral of graduate degrees.
Will the candidates receiving graduate degrees please rise? Chancellor Pembroke, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School, it is my honor to present these candidates who, subject to completion of all requirements established by the university and the Graduate School, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their respective degrees.
Thank you. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Associate Dean of the Graduate School, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the graduate degrees earned with all associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Would all graduates receiving degrees in the Graduate School please come forward?
Dr. Bailey, Bergschneider. Elizabeth Joyce Bethel. Nicole Inez Blanson. Richard Bonsi. Allison Brooke Campos. Brittany Natasha Cole. Brianna Monique Cunningham. Peyton Elizabeth Drury. John Christian Forrester. James R. Francis IV. Caitlin Gregoff. Rihanna Desiree Harrison. Ashley Marie Janis. Catherine Elizabeth Cosma. Kayla Nicole Locke. Megan Elizabeth Lucas. Connor Charles McLean. Kendall Mariah Miller. Mariah Marie Moran. Lone Hui. Tinsy Thomas Puvathor. Zachary Morgan Ross. Batul Saif Dalal. Gina Charlotte Reiner. Lane Charles Schnettgoki. Suzanne Marie Seaton. Rachel Grace Silvaggio. Emily Ann Serrani. Christopher A. Terry. Brittany Michelle Vortreed. Jessica Lauren Weissert. Brandon Lewis Whitaker. Matthew James O'Neill. Brad Joseph Mitchell. Michael T. Shadu. Hannah Lee Brownsis. Adam Ryan Donnelly. Brittany Marie Parker. Evan Charles Price. Wade Michael Schieferdecker. Taylor Ann Townsend.
Dean Tim Schoenecker will now present candidates for conferral of baccalaureate degrees from the School of Business.
Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the School of Business please rise? Chancellor Pembroke, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Business, it is my honor to present these candidates who, subject to completion of all requirements established by the university and the School of Business, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their respective degrees.
Thank you, Dean. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the Dean of the School of Business, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree earned with all associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations.
Will all graduates receiving baccalaureate degrees in the School of Business please come forward?
Parker Thomas Albers. Edgar Uriel Arguelles. Jonathan Liddell Armstrong. Mohammed Azim Azur. Tanner Jaden Bailey. Ashley Christine Betts, cum laude. Alexa Rose Bishop. Matthew Jeffrey Blodgett, magna cum laude. Jacob Wayne Blumker, summa cum laude. Leilani Mesa Booker. Chloe Marie Bosaw. Aiden Ross Brown, summa cum laude. Abby Nicole Burns, summa cum laude. Victoria Elise Burrell. Philip Casey II. Carmika T. Coleman. Samuel Edward Childerson, summa cum laude. Cole Michael Coppersmith. Jennifer Nicole Cotton. Trey Darius Crump. Courtney Marie Deshawn. Alex M. Dilday. Clayton James Donaldson. Jacqueline Lauren Dreppert, cum laude. Chandler Lee Eason. Vincent C. Eller. Luke Allen Eplin. Steve C. Fleshman. Nathan Allen Floyd, cum laude. Riley Elizabeth Fusaro. Reese A. Gaffney. Elaine R. Gannon. Emma Catherine Gardner, cum laude. Jacob Andrew Graham, cum laude. Logan Charles Grapperhaus, cum laude. Christopher Michael Guilford, summa cum laude. Alec Michael Hageman. Nicole C. Hall, summa cum laude. Laura R. Hamilton. Taylor Ann Hancock, summa cum laude. Fahad Amin Haq. Isaac Michael Haynes. Ryan Douglas Himbrough, cum laude. Claire Marie Himmen, cum laude. Corey Christopher Horton. Tyler Jackson. Derek Edward Jansen. Garrett Alexander Jenkins. Alaire Danielle Johns. Samaya Laprice Jones. Dustin Christopher Judge Hayes. Caitlin Renee Judson. Christopher Stephen Keller. Samantha Large. Huzi Lee. Blake Charles Lindenmeyer, cum laude. Kelly Ann Littlefield. Michael Allen Lovett. Madison Hope McGee, summa cum laude. Emily Jane Martin. Annie Marie Maynard. Kelsey Lynn McNeil. Brandon Michael Mers. Clayton Alexander Metz. Colin Anthony Meyer, cum laude. Bryce Allen Moore. Alexa Leanne Noss, summa cum laude. Stella Gupnang, cum laude. Jeffrey Gogay Jenga. Madeline K. Noblet. Ethan Cole O'Connor. Rexley Overall III. Clayton Michael Parker. Ankit Kamlesh Patel. Kyle Maurice Penroe. Neil Pope. Austin Lane Radicek, cum laude. Drake Victor Rentz. Michael Quinn Halcomb Robinson. Justin Ross Miller, cum laude. Paige Aline Rulaw, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Virginia Sabo, magna cum laude. Hayden Douglas Siebold. Sierra Rose Sieper. Kayla Nicole Shanklin. Madison Nicole Sylvie. Mia Michelle Skok, magna cum laude. Ryan Joseph Smith. Brandon Keith Sneeden. Isaiah Leon Sawyers. Alyssa Maureen Sopiers. Zachary Charles St. Clair, cum laude. Jennifer Grace Strife, magna cum laude. Cassidy Nicole Taylor, magna cum laude. Danielle Marie Timmerman. Anna Marie Todino. Rebecca Marie Torres. Sophie Christine Tremblay. Emma Pearl Varvera. Austin Lee Widener. Kimberly Marie Weiss. Stephen Eckel Weller. Emily J. Wells. Shelby Morgan Westmoreland, cum laude. Brooke Marie Weststrader. Kyle James Williamson. Dixon Wong, cum laude. Adam Joseph Wazinski. Ronald M.M. Akpan. Hannah Ray Bagley, cum laude. Grant Patrick Beeler. Lauren Byrne. Patrick Lee Bowman, Jr. Sean James Casey. Asta Shachal. Zachary Ryan Curry, summa cum laude. Luke Dilday. Jessica Marie Drace, magna cum laude. Chase Andrew Farmer. Grant Montgomery Fisher. Hope Bryant Harden, cum laude. Coy Hartlieb. Lacey Lynn Johnson. Jacoby Cavante Kelly. Brooke Killian, magna cum laude. Jade Alexis Cranawetter, magna cum laude. Joshua Lee Ledbetter. Mackenzie Marie Lupker, summa cum laude. Blake Robert Marks. Matthew David Nyer, magna cum laude. Carson Ann Newkirk, summa cum laude. Cameron Charles Parker. Carly Marie Quagliano. Samantha Lee Shuffle, summa cum laude. Con Tron, cum laude. Destiny Marie Turner. Brianne Aaliyah Walton, cum laude. Teresa Georgianne Wiley.
At this time, let's all thank Dr. Ann Powell for reading the graduates' names. And now, would all of our graduates please rise? In recognition of the degrees bestowed upon you, you may now move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, graduates. At this point, I ask our graduating class to turn to face the audience. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Graduate School and the School of Business, I am honored to present the graduating class of Spring 2021. Graduates, while you are standing, please take a minute to again show your appreciation for the support of your family and friends with a round of applause. Graduates, you may now be seated. Now, on behalf of the SIUE Alumni Association Board of Directors, I officially welcome you to the Alumni Association. Please direct your attention to the screens for a short video from the Alumni Association.
My, how far we've come. You made it. All that work, the discoveries, the inside jokes you could never explain, the hard-earned grades, the halcyon days. Hold on tight to this feeling, this place, your friends. Many things will change over the next few years. The possibilities that lay ahead in your future are so bright, it can all seem overwhelming. But we've got you covered. You are about to join more than 112,000 SIUE alumni who have leveraged their SIUE education and experiences. And you'll be a lifetime member. No dues, no fees. All you have to do is stay connected. Long after this ceremony, stay connected. Be involved. You are now a part of the history of this amazing university, and you will always be welcome here.
Even with the wind, we're thrilled to celebrate this commencement with you. Honored guests, at this time, let's give our graduates one final round of applause. We will conclude commencement by singing the first verse of the SIUE alma mater. The lyrics are printed in the back of your programming. Following the alma mater, please be seated until the platform party and graduates have left the seating area. Best wishes to all of our graduates, and thank you to all of our guests for joining us on this momentous occasion. We hope you will return home and visit us often. Now please rise if you are able to do so for the alma mater.
Above the Mississippi plain, your splendor meets the sky. You give to all a chance to gain. You raise our spirits high. Hail, oh hail, SIUE, our gratitude we owe, our fount of opportunity, where